Okay. Hello everybody, my name is Krishna, I'm an artist, and welcome to today's discussion, and we call it From One Artist to Another. Today I have with me Shraddha, oh my sweet Lord Srinath. Shraddha is an actress, she's an artist, she is art herself. She's done a lot of movies in this country, India, and mostly for the people watching from outside. I know this is we have an international audience. Shraddha is she's done movies in 5 languages here: Kannada, Hindi, Malayalam, Telugu, and Tamil.
Yes.
She's done about 14 movies and 3 more in the pipeline.
And counting, yes.
And counting. So today's discussion is going to be about art. We're going to try to understand how an artist's psyche works, especially in your case of an actor. I have a few questions. It'll just be a casual conversation. So let's see what emerges out of this. My first question to you, Shraddha. What is art? What is your definition of art? And how important is it for you as an artist to express yourself through this medium of acting?
For me, I think art is a means to distract oneself from the dreary realities of life.
Sure.
And that's how I look at art, and that's how I look at creating art.
Sure.
How important is it for me to express myself as an artist? I think it's important now more than ever for me to be able to express my views, my thoughts, and to make sure that it reaches the kind of people that I want it to reach. The kind of films that I do are a reflection of the kind of person that I am, the kind of person that I was raised to be.
Sure.
And the kind of things that I believe in.
Right.
It's not just the films; it's also the interviews that I give or the things I say in public because I am a public person.
Yeah.
So it's very important because I guess as artists we have the power to influence people in a good way. We have that gift, and to use it rightly is such a huge responsibility.
I'm glad you said that. On just what you said, that your the films or the roles that you choose are sort of an extension, or they resemble you in some way. So is it hard for you to embody a fictional character? Or how hard is it for you to embody a fictional character?
Well,
and make it believable.
Right. It is the only challenging part about my job.
Sure.
I say that I have the easiest job in the world.
Right.
Because I feel like at some level it comes naturally to me.
Sure.
So I can do it in my sleep.
Oh, wow.
I know I'm not that greatly talented, but I feel like it's the only thing that I feel like I'm good at. So
Sure.
It comes easily. But it's the before you become that person, it's the process of becoming that character is what is challenging.
Right.
I remember I had a director. His name is Salman Sharif, and I remember I was having dinner with him once, and he said to me, imagine, Shraddha, if you were playing a part of, let's say, a refugee, or let's take an example, let's say a refugee, and
Sure.
you were to tell a story of a group of refugees.
Sure.
And you telling the story would mean that their story would be told to the world, right? And he said that imagine if you did not tell the story well enough, or if you did not express their pain and struggles well enough, and the people would never know, and this was their only chance for survival. Their story would be told by you to the world,
Right.
and if you didn't tell the story well enough or express well enough, their struggles would just never be told, and they would probably perish.
That's a huge responsibility.
That's a huge responsibility. So if I'm playing the part of a character, if I'm playing a character that someone has written for me, and it means something for him, for the actor to portray it well, really well, and for it to make an impact on the audiences, it is a huge responsibility. To hit all the right notes, to make people feel all the emotions that were that the character is feeling, that the writer meant for it to feel. So yeah, that is challenging, and it's very deep and introspective, and it's just a lot of, it's it's never physical, it's very mental, and it's all internalizing the character. So yes, that is challenging for sure.
Yeah.
Some characters definitely
Yeah.
need that kind of hard work.
Sure.
Not all the movies that come my way, not all the characters that come my way need that hard work. And I'm saying this frankly, I've done some commercial films as well, where you can just go on set and just look pretty and nice.
Yeah.
But that's the fewer of the films that I've done. Then there are some other films where you know that this is a story that you need to tell well. So yeah.
I'm more interested in those. And,
of course.
And you said that it's challenging for you to be truthful, because you need to be truthful, and that's the only way you'll probably strike a chord or resonate with somebody who's feeling that pain, or will see any sort of transformation and look at these people who are going through that in real life.
Right, yeah.
On that note, I was recently watching this interview of Tom Hiddleston, where he says that his acting coach used to say that acting is like being truthful in all fictional circumstances, and being truthful is the most difficult part.
Yeah.
Do you have to sort of, in this process of inhabiting this person or this role, do you feel yourself, or have you already felt in the works that you've done that I was not so truthful, or yes, I was truthful enough? That I convinced myself to get about the audience.
I'll be very honest, I don't know a single actor who feels completely satisfied with what they've done.
Sure.
That's probably any artist as well. I don't know, maybe there are other artists
It's
who look at their
different.
work and go like, yes, this is perfect. But I don't think any actor, because we are exposing ourselves in front of the camera, in front of a million people who are watching us. And you can't be critical enough. You're constantly just you're very harsh, and you're very like hard on yourself. As actors, I know this. I know that every single person does this to themselves. I may have digressed. What was your question again?
No, about being
truthful. Yeah. I have felt in the past that I wish I'd done this better. I wish I'd thought this through. I wish I knew exactly where the placement of this scene is in the film. I wish I'd thought of that hard enough, and then like just a bit of like a tweak here or a little bit there, or when you watch yourself on screen and you're like, this is not how the character should be feeling, or like she should be feeling a bit more. So there's always that regret, but then there's the audience reviews, or your like the fraternity review, or the friend.
But do you get, when you see that, is there any space for you to go and say that, hey, I like to do it in a different way? Is that
while it's being shot?
While later when you see it, or do you only get to see it when it's all done and you can't?
Oh well, yeah, it's almost always too late.
Oh, it's too late.
Unless you've just shot it and you're watching it on the monitor, and you still have the chance to say, I could do this differently. But films are always like, it's not as romantic as it sounds. Films are being shot on a tight schedule. There's so much like there's always like that time rolling, and so you have to make best of the time that you have.
I'm glad you said that, because the next question that I was going to ask is based on that. See, as artists, be it a musician or a painter or a sculptor, we get these fires of inspiration sometimes. I see something, or I hear something, or an idea strikes, and I can just go and express myself. I can just put it down on paper. A musician can do that. He can just pick up the guitar, he can record it himself, he or she can do it, and a sculptor can do it quickly. But for an actor, it's a collaborative process.
It is.
Let's say you get that fire of inspiration, you can't go and act.
No, you can't.
You need a team. So what do you do when you feel that?
I think what we, speaking for myself at least, I think as actors, we are on alert like every living moment of our life, and we're constantly like absorbing experiences and memories and sights and sounds and smells and everything, and so you store it in some compartment of your head. and when the moment arises where you have to feel a certain way, and so you like rattle through whatever you've like the memories you stored in the
Sure.
past, and then you try and
Yeah.
recollect what you felt at that moment and try and recreate that.
Right.
It's
Or it must be a painful
it's
process.
so difficult.
Because I cannot hold a picture for too long.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's like this is our greatest gift, you know,
True.
the mental faculty that we
Yeah.
possess. It's our greatest gift, and we need to know how to use it well.
Sure. Wow. And on the same line, that you you see some inspiration. Let's say you're watching another piece of work by another artist.
Mhm.
Most of the time, we get inspiration by looking at some respectful work.
Yes.
So you see as an actor, another actor, obviously,
Yes.
another movie. Did you ever think, hey, if I had taken these steps, I could have been doing that role? Maybe you watched an international movie, like, for example, a Hollywood movie,
Mhm.
and there's this perfect role that you could have been there. All you had to do is go to LA, get that casting agent, which you didn't do. Have you ever thought that, yeah, I could have been there in this web series or in this movie?
Of course.
Yeah,
But it's a lot more difficult than just saying, if I had done this, I could have landed this
sure.
role. Honestly, now as vague as it sounds, I feel like the reason that I'm here today, you know, doing films, an actress, I feel like a huge part, a huge reason why I'm here is because somehow I feel like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
And so because I was an actor
Right.
since, like, I've been an actor since 2011, but I was a theatre artist, and
Sure.
films only happened in 2015,
Right.
and they happened at a time when I was farthest away from films, farthest away from casting directors, or
Sure.
farthest away from being aspirational about being films,
Right.
about being in films.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it came to me, and I just went with the flow, and here I am, 14, 15 films down the line. So I feel like a lot of it is just being at the right place at the right time, and doing enough work, and just sort of believing that this will fetch you for the work.
Yeah.
Of course, you do send your photos out to casting directors,
Sure.
but it's a lot more difficult than that. There's so much competition, and there's so many
Yeah.
parameters, and so many. There's distance, and there's all of that. There's PR. There's a lot of commercial factors that
Sure.
that distance you from your dream role, or a role that you think you could have, that is tailor made for you.
I think you have an edge there. I personally feel, I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this or have watched you or have followed you on Instagram or watched your movies always felt that the moment that they saw you, from the first time they saw you, that you have this artsy face. You have this X factor. I can't put my finger on it,
Mhm.
but it's right there.
Right.
Do you think that gives you an edge or an advantage of some sort over other people who are aspiring to compete with you or are already competing with you?
I feel that this will sort of help me sustain my career for longer,
Sure.
and that I'm not here for like a short burst of time, but more
Yeah.
for the long run.
This
And-
looks like a long run thing. When I say
Yes.
this, of course you're gorgeous and all that, but there's something more than just prettiness there.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know how to articulate that, but you have
It's
an artsy
everything.
face. You,
Right,
Like
right.
a Johnny Depp or in women, I would say Naomi Scott.
Right.
They have this the aura. I don't know what that is.
Mhm.
Maybe casting people could, because they've seen so many people.
Right, maybe.
And I work with faces a lot. I
Right.
do a lot of portraits, so I clearly, and I've done already
Yes.
few. So there's something about the face. It's always about the face and the eyes, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
And that's
I
why
mean,
people
as
like
actors-
watching you on screen.
Yeah.
You
I
keep getting
mean,
roles.
yeah. I feel like the greatest compliment an actor can get is when an audience member says, "Well, you were on screen for so little time. I wish I could have seen you for longer."
Yes.
And then you
There
know
you
that
go.
they miss you on screen, and that's all you
Yes.
need to hear. You know that, okay, they long to see me when I was not on screen. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
You could have just be on screen.
Right. I don't know if that gives me an edge, but yeah, I feel like the kind of roles I pick and the kind of personality that I am, maybe I'm, like I said, I think I'm here for the long run, and this is not a, okay, so I have a retirement plan. No, I don't think I have a retirement plan. I think I'd be able to act for a long, long time and still be able to do meaty roles.
And on that, can I ask you what, as an artist, now that you've done roles and you're getting, and I'm sure you're probably even rejecting offers if you are. So what are you now looking for in this stage of life, in this current stage? What kind of role would satisfy you, or that you want to play that will probably impact somebody in some way?
I feel like there's not a kind of role that I'd like to play, but like the freedom to pick my role without the fear of like an industry, and I feel like as much as I'd like to call myself an artist, and as much as you think I'm an artist, I feel like I'm also part of an industry which is it's all about, it's a business. It's a business, and I'm part of the business, and I'm part of films that are being funded by someone who'd like his money back. So it's commercial, right? So I'd like that to not sort of hold me back, or I would like to take freer decisions about the roles that I pick, take some risks maybe. I don't think I have been picking roles that I'd like to, but they've not been risky enough. Somehow take a blind leap of faith sometimes. I've not done that enough, so.
But the audience has matured so much. They really appreciate artistic work. If you see the kind of movies that are coming in, even though they don't do well, or they just pass at the average at the box office, people are waiting. This movie called the one with Anil Kapoor's son, which is Harshavardhan Kapoor. It is a superhero movie, Bhavesh Joshi, which was incredible. It's a very artistic movie for an Indian film. And a lot of people talk about it. There's Tumbar.
I haven't, but I've heard so much about it.
And in Kannada there's KGF. These kind of artistic movies where they're pushing the boundaries. Now, since the audience has matured so much, do you feel now more powerful as an artist? Like for a musician, if I find that, there are people who are going to listen to this kind of music, I can fearlessly explore this genre. Are you feeling more secure now, or are you still like, oh my god, I have to play the games that I was playing before?
No, you're right. Of course, I feel a bit more confident now. Having said that, there's fewer roles being written for actresses like me, and there's more actresses in the same category who are vying for such roles. So in the end, the work that comes to me may not be as frequent as I'd like. Or it's not like I'm flooded with great films. I'm flooded with a lot of films, but I'm flooded. It's fine. It's good.
It's recording.
But I'm rejecting a lot of films too, because they're all like, either they stereotype me, or it's their version of, this is the role for you. But I feel like I could be challenged so much more. I could portray something totally different that the audiences have not seen in the past, or have not seen me doing in the past. So there's it's a yes. Yes, I feel slightly more confident, but I feel like we have a long way to go, and
my last question, and after that I'll let you go. We all want to know, why on earth do you have to go so squeaky clean to bed? Who are you meeting in your dreams? What is the restriction there?
It's my when you go squeaky clean to bed, you wake up looking like this. So it's
for the waking up part, not the cleaning part.
I'm an actress. I'm supposed to take care of myself, and it's therapeutic feeling to like take care of yourself, and just sort of strip down everything, like all the toxic things in your body. So it's good to take care of yourself, and I look at self-care, skincare as that.
So
yeah.
Is it exhausting to always take care of yourself. Oh my God, I can't eat this because if I put on weight, I'm screwed.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's a cause of a lot of unhappiness in my life sometimes. then again, I'm someone who I don't attach too much value to,
Food.
or rather, no, I mean, I love, it gives me so much joy eating and just being
Sure.
how I used to be before I became an actress. So I let go sometimes, and then I know when to pull back, so it's totally fine.
All
It's
right.
about just strike a balance.
But you're clearly doing great. Whatever you're doing, keep it up.
Thank you.
And thank you for doing this with us.
Thank
with
you,
a
Krishna.
amateur interviewer.
You were really good. I mean,
Oh, thank you.
this was not an interview. This is a nice conversation.
Yeah, it does. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think I pretty much covered all the questions that I really had about it. One majorly was about the expression, because I myself as an artist feel that fire, and I cannot sit still until the work is done.
Right.
And I really wanted to know how you carry that and hold that for the opportunity to
Yeah.
collaborate with somebody else and then pull it out.
Sometimes you may never even use that.
Yeah.
What it makes you feel.
Yeah.
Someone
Must be
like me, I
painful.
like writing things sometimes. Just make a note.
Cool.
Who knows? You never.
Sure.
I mean, even
Do you have like a
beyond
secret
your.
book that
I have.
would
I had
probably
several.
release someday all the ideas of Shraddha Srinath? Shraddha, oh my sweet Lord Srinath.
I have 3 middle names. Oh my sweet Lord, that's 4.
Yeah. in a bracket.
In a bracket.
Thank you, Shraddha.
Thank you, Krishna, for doing this. Maybe talk about this.
Not much to talk about. Like they say, the picture speaks 1,000 words. I'm sure it's been saying more than what we've been speaking for like 20 minutes now.
Yeah.
And all those people who can hear that would have heard that. So
Yeah.
I don't need to say a word about it. It's right there.
It's stunning.
Thank you so much.
And it's-
I'm glad you liked it.
It's so beautiful.
So that's Shraddha and Shraddha for you.
Krishna and Krishna for you, except Krishna looks like Krishna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go like Van Gogh. I like my ears and I like my head. Yeah.
Thank you.
But I'm really, I thought it was a great tribute to Van Gogh, because apart from the way he left the world, I think he was a genius. He was a very spiritual person, and he used to work long hours in very difficult environments, like standing in the sun and paint. We can look at a picture in a monitor and paint, but
Right.
he used to actually stand there in those fields.
Uh-huh.
And it's like a yogi, they put that tunitap where they surround themselves with fires and sit for hours to do tapasya. It's something like that, and something happens when you work like that. Your work, and that's why they are prized at the value that they're prized at, or people from all over the world come
Celebrate
and
them.
get a glimpse of it. It's as similar as people line up to watch this statue, a divine statue, maybe in a temple. They stand for days together and just to get a 1 second glimpse of that divine
Right.
statue.
Right.
And I was one of the movies that you did, Urvi, with Pradeep Verma.
Right.
I met his dad, Dr. B.K.S. Verma. He's a
Yes.
great painter. He told me when I met him that I know people who have sold their houses to go to Paris to just stand in the line in the Louvre and watch a painting.
Really?
That's the effect that a painting can have. So someday, hopefully, somebody will sell their house to look at this painting. And it does something to you.
Yeah.
Exactly the same way what would happen in a temple. So it's divine.
Right. It
Yeah.
is.
Anyway, it's about you. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to do this and collecting it personally yourself, which I could not have imagined.
Right. I mean, this is how I'd like it to be. Of
Yeah.
course, I'd like to collect it personally. It means something to me. So,
Thank you so much. So from one artist to another. Namaste.
Namaste.
Cheers. That's a wrap.